Hi, my name is Mike Applin. I'm Senior Product Director for all things luxury. That's the Pinnacle, the North Point products here at Jayco. And today I'm going to show you some of the new 2026 enhancements. Starting on the exterior, we started with our new black rims. We've had some machined aluminum before through the years, and with all of our graphics packages, we've had a lot of suggestions from customer and dealer feedback about going to the black rim. So this is brand new for this year, and we also went to the Cooper tire. Now, we ran the Uniroyal tire in years past, which is a phenomenal tire. Things as far as accessibility and availability have been tough with the tariffs and things like that going on. So Cooper is a fantastic tire. The ratings are the same, the durability is the same, but that's what we're going to switch to for this year. Now, because of the tariffs and availability, sometimes we don't always know what we're going to be able to get, what's available. So there could be a point during this year that we're going to go to the Hankook tire. Another fantastic 17.5-inch H-rated 16-ply tire, and then we'll probably end up going back to the Cooper again. So I just want to make it clear that when it comes to the tires, we take it very seriously. Safety here is priority one, and when we do our tire testing, we're going to make sure that it's something that's going to be top-notch for our customers at all times. So I wanted to point that out. We also have a brand new TPMS system, or tire pressure monitor system. It's a company called SpartanLink. They're actually the second largest TPMS dealer in the world. And what's unique about that is typically you would only be able to watch or monitor your pressure off of your phone. Well, if you look at all of the tow vehicles now and you look at the size of their monitors that are going on inside, the display screens, what's really cool is this is going to be able to project onto your monitor inside of your truck, also through the BM Pro system. So that is standard equipment for this year as well. We're really excited. In fact, that company is so large, they do a lot of little companies such as Tesla. They supply all of Porsche, BMW, Mercedes. So this is a very high-end TPMS system that we're looking at, and we're very, very excited for this year. Another feature that we have on the outside of the coach is we never had a solar system standard. We took it away the last couple of years because, a lot of our customers aren't always going off-road with the North Points and Pinnacles, so a lot of people stay at 50 amp service at a campground, let's say. Well, backed by popular demand, we're going to do our Overlander 2 system. In fact, we had an 85% take rate on it, even though it was an option before. So we went ahead and made it standard this year. That's going to be two 200-watt panels. Okay, so 400 watts of solar and a 30 amp MPPT controller. So standard equipment as well. We also, based off of customer feedback, we went to this oversized grab handle right here. Now we already had the assist handle here that goes all the way down to the bottom, but what's really cool is when I open this up, look at the ease when I open that. I mean, I literally can do it with one finger. So that is a new enhancement. It's going to be standard equipment on both North Points and Pinnacles. And then lastly, we had a tanked water heater the last several years too. It was a 16.2 gas electric DSI water heater. Once again, I wanted to make sure that these tankless water heaters in the system actually worked and performed the way that they said they did. So for this year, we're going to go to a 60,000 BTU tankless hot water heater, and it's going to be by Suburban. We're really excited about that. Endless hot water. We have our walk-in shower with the teak seat. We have new for this year. We're also going to do the shower tower in the North Point. We've had it in the Pinnacle. A lot of customers are asking for us to put it into the North Point series, so we did. So we're going to have that tankless hot water heater with the shower tower. So that's a couple of things on the outside. Let's go to the inside, and I'll show you some of the new features on the inside. Okay, starting on the inside, this is our 382 FLRB North Point. This has been our #1 seller for, I believe, the last 4 or 5 years. This is the front living room, and it has the rear bath, the outside kitchen. Well, on the inside of this coach is brand new interior design. So we've had the modern farmhouse for the last several years, and it's not that it wasn't very popular. It made it look very light and open and things like that. And we actually pioneered the whole modern farmhouse look here at Jayco. It started in our Eagle series, and then it just moved its way throughout. So we've had it for the last several years. But what we wanted to do, and this is, once again, this is all off of our forums and our dealer feedback. We want to give you what you want, you know, not what we just think looks so great, but what you're wanting. So this is what we call our new Dune Gray. The Dune Gray, and it's really weird because we have such oversized windows. In fact, that's one of the things we did this year is we added oversized windows. We grew the slide out rooms as tall as we could to get more natural light in. And it's weird because this Dune Gray, depending right now, we have all the day night shades pulled down, comes off as a real light gray, but as you add natural light, it almost starts to shift to a lighter gray. Almost looks kind of like an off-white. So it's a really neat interior design. That's new flooring, that's new countertops throughout. Very good color and contrast. We stayed with the chocolate browns in certain areas, but this is brand new. This is our Dune Gray interior design. Another thing that we heard a lot of was, you know, we need some more storage solutions. Well, we really focused on that last year. We put in, you know, the 2 drawers underneath the sink and, you know, did some things like that everywhere we could. Well, this year, you know, I've seen this in motorhomes. I really don't see it in the towable world, so I think this is one of the first to do it. If you look inside, you ever notice that manufacturers always give you like one shelf and it's usually right in the middle, 50-50. Well, that doesn't do you much good for oversized boxes or certain size plates and whatnot. So now you have adjustable shelves that you can mix and match or take out and make it your own. So you can customize it to your wants and needs, but having this on both sides, so anything in the overhead cabinets in the kitchen are gonna have adjustable shelves. We stayed with the soft closed doors. We have the magnets to hold them in place. We stayed with the do-it-all sink, pull-out trash can. You know, we introduced this last year, and we had a lot of people that said, "Hey, Mike, how do I clean it?" And it kind of blew my mind. I'm like, I don't know. I wipe it down, clean it. I didn't know what they really referred to. So I did a little more digging into that, and basically what they said is, hey, can we remove it? So this year, the butcher block is removable. So you can take it off, you can clean it. In fact, some floor plans, some customers were actually after the fact building their own cabinet in there and removing it. I'm like, I don't want that. I want them to enjoy the butcher block. So anyway, we have the cutting board. It's removable now so that you can clean it. And, you know, in a Pinnacle, we have a dishwasher. Now you can put it in the dishwasher. So that's going to be new for this year as well. And that's just based off of listening to the customers. Once again, we put in the North Point, we put the dual drawers underneath here. A lot of times you're just going to see the other manufacturers with a single cabinet door. Then you have to get down on your hands and knees to get back in there to get your Dawn dishwashing soap or your sponges or anything else. So to have these oversized drawers right here, super convenient by floor plan. So it's really going to add to the additional storage. And now that I have this open, once again, this is just backed by popular demand. We bought all the equipment last year for it to do the dovetail jointed drawers. I mean, you can see how nice all of this is finished off, the dovetail joints. We do that throughout the entire coach, and that's standard equipment on all North Points and Pinnacles. Another thing is we actually bought that equipment. We don't buy them in. We don't rely on somebody else's quality. So we can control our own destiny with it. So we bought the machinery. We're doing all of our dovetail jointed in-house. Once again, backed by popular demand. We entered this last year into the equation, and we have the pull-out telescoping dinette table. So you can see the way that it kind of retracts down. It's kind of like a garage door. You just lift up and just walk it right back in. And it's really cool because you have extra elbow room. You're not in there super tight. If it's just a couple, you have his and hers here. You have guests over, or if you just want to have the extra elbow room, just pull it all the way out, it retracts back in. So once again, standard equipment. We stayed with the GE suite of appliances again. We were the first manufacturer to even go to the suite of appliances across the board. I mean, you'd see some manufacturers that would cherry pick it, maybe do the oven and then do some no name or some knockoff brand microwave or some refrigerator that you don't even have a brand to it. It doesn't even have a name. We really dove into this GE stuff. And so when you have the ice, water, and digital display, you have the built-in air fryer and convection microwave, the 4-burner oven. You know, people always talk about being turkey certified. I have to laugh at that because, you know, there may be an oven that a turkey fits in, but it doesn't do you much good if you're going to take a bite out of it and it's an ice cube. So that's part of the GE's cooking team. They perfect everything they do. They may spend over 2 years perfecting a pizza, but if they tell you it's this temperature for this long, does not require a pizza stone, it's going to come out perfect. So nothing's worse than going camping or extended living in this, and you can't use your oven because it's so inconsistent. So that's one of the big features of that, is they want theirs to be just as accurate in an RV as what they would do in your home. And so GE obviously supplies a ton of people's residential appliances. So standard equipment as well. These are just some of the things on the inside. One last thing, it's on the inside of the coach when you first walk in the door, is the BM Pro system. We've had this system for a while. It's been updated. We've made different iterations to it. We've worked with a company, they're from Australia, BM Pro, and through the years, it's been a learning curve with things for the smart coach. First it was this, then it was an Android tablet. Then all of a sudden, if you parked your unit for an extended period of time, it'd go into sleep mode. Then all of a sudden it was a hardwire versus a battery. So they've come a long way with it, and we've really worked hard with them. This year is basically, I don't know what generation I'd call it. Let's call it Gen 3. I made that up, by the way. I don't know what generation, but I think it's about the 3rd version of it. Think of just hard switches. If you walk into your house and you have a hard switch, on, off, pretty simple. That's kind of the same thing here. It's a touchscreen, but it bypasses the node. In other words, it's direct. If I hit the button, it's instantaneous. If I hit the lights off, it's instantaneous. If I walk in and hit the button, it's instantaneous. So you're not going to have the 1, 2, 3, 4 down at the bottom, which once again were hardwired switches and bypass the node. This whole tablet, think of it as being a hardwired switch. It just doesn't have the manual switches. It's all going to be touchscreen. So I think that's a huge advantage and advancement. I think our customers and dealers are really going to like it, because I think some of the common issues that people ran into, or I read on the forums, are eliminated with this new generation. So that's new as well. So this is pretty much it in the kitchen. I want to move up to the living room and show you some of the new enhancements up there. Moving up to the living room of the 382 FLRB is something that I'm super proud of, really excited to talk about, is bigger televisions. I mean, there's only so much space in these RVs, right? I mean, by floor plan, we're going to have 50-inch TVs. We're going to go all the way up to 65-inch TVs in certain floor plans as well. So it's going to be model specific. But one of the things that we introduced last year, and I don't think a lot of people even know that this exists, is we have a switch right back here, and it's at every single theater seat in every floor plan. So instead of having to get up and walk across to hit the on or the up down button on the televator, I can actually hit this button and I can raise or lower the television at that point. So it's a pretty cool feature. But we also left the same switch up by the television. So if you're walking up here, you could actually raise and lower the television down in the kitchen, or you could do it up here in the living room. If it's a rear living floor plan like our 310 RLTS or something like that, you'll have one by the televator, you'll have one right by the theater seats. So that's something that we think is pretty cool. We stayed with the fabric this year again. Once again, we just get kudos all the time for not having the pleather or the leather that cracks and peels and fades and stains and things like that. Remember, with our 2-year warranty at Jayco, we have the 2nd year for all of our customers versus just a 1-year, 12-month warranty. What's really important about that, though, is for somebody in my position as the product director, is not only do we have that 2-year warranty for our customers, but personally, we get a 2nd year of data. So think about that. Other manufacturers that only give you a 12-month warranty, at 12 months and 1 day, they're gone. They have no way to know what happens in that 2nd year with their coach because there's no warranty data. By capturing all that 2nd year, not only is it peace of mind for our customers, but we get to use that, re-engineer it back into the coach so that every single year, that list of problems or anything like that continue to just get chop, 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 chop. So just remember, the 2 + 3 year warranty from Jayco, it's a huge deal for you, the customer, but it's even bigger for us because we can use that data. So just getting up real quick, we still have the what I refer to as the ice pick tables. They just fit right down in the slot. We've got heat, massage, telescoping headrests, so you can see. You can do that in different positions as you lay all the way back. So that's standard equipment as usual. And then these are recliners with heat, massage, and the LED lights. Moving up here, we also introduced, and this is something that we've heard for a few years, we used to do an ottoman in there. We took it out a few years ago. People are like, man, we'd really like to have an ottoman, another place to sit, store magazines, maybe even use our laptops at. So this year, that's one of the things that we introduced. So we have all this storage in here, but also you could see if I was sitting down right here, I could just sit there and work away all I wanted. In any of our rear kitchen floor plans, for example, the 365 North Point with the rear kitchen, once you bring the dinette table out and you got your table with 4 chairs, somebody could actually bring this up and actually use it as a 5th seat. So it's totally freestanding. You can move it wherever you want. And then in travel mode, we just put it up and we strap it to the sofas when you're in travel mode. Moving around to the stereo system, we stayed with the JBL system with a wireless subwoofer. I mean, this thing rocks. If you haven't been, well, if you've been at a show that I'm at, I can assure you've probably heard it because I love demoing it at shows. I always play the Matrix fight scene all the time. It's mind-boggling. And then I also like to ask all the gals that attend the shows, hey, what's your favorite song? Like clockwork, it's crazy. Nobody can ever tell me what their favorite song is. It's like blank. So once we figure out what their favorite song is, we play it for them in here. And I'm telling you what, this is no RV stereo system. If you haven't heard it, get to your Jayco dealer, ask for a little test drive with it, because for an RV to have this type of quality and sound is amazing. So really love this JBL system. And the last thing was, we mentioned the TVs. This is a 65-inch TV. We've had 50-inch every single year. You can see just the enormous size of it. But in addition to the size and making this into a true theater room up here as well as living room, you can see how it almost takes up that whole wall space. So what a great place to have a wall divider. So when you bring this up, it gives great separation right here. Once again, we have the switch on this side to lower it and raise it. And then back by the theater seats, you can raise and lower it as well. So this pretty much covers most of the living room up here. Once again, you can pan around, you can see the dune gray, you can see the new flooring that we put in. But, you know, wanted to stay with real cool colors, keep it light, keep it airy, but also give it a different look than just the modern farmhouse that we've had. So moving up into the bedroom, we still have the king size bed standard, queen is the option, but we pretty much do about 98% of the king beds that come standard. We're staying with the same mattress last year. I know mattresses are tough. You know, everybody has a different like and want and need for mattresses, but I will tell you during our Qualtrics, that does all of our data gathering and we decipher the information every week. You know, one of the top things was fabric that we talked about instead of the pleather. The other one was mattresses. I mean, let's face it, what works for you, what works for me doesn't work for somebody else. But I think we found a mattress that pretty much takes care of a lot of people's wants and needs. It may not be perfect for everybody, but I'm really proud of this mattress. We introduced it last year. We stayed with it this year based off of the analytics that we looked into, and people are really liking it. So we're going to stay with that, but we're never going to stop. We're always going to keep testing mattresses to try to provide you something that works for everybody. So this is going to stay the same. Now, up in the front, you can see the reading lights. We had 2 puck lights that were in the ceiling in years past, and it was great, but the only problem was when you go to the switch over here, the Bluetooth low energy switch, you could dim it, but you couldn't individually turn it on and off. It was either all on or all off. So it was pretty tough if somebody wanted to go to sleep and the other one wanted to stay up and watch TV or read a book or a magazine. So now we've incorporated those. It's single touched with a blue light, and then you double tap it to get the white light. So those are new for this year. Once again, that was just based off of your feedback. So keep it coming. I love it. I love when you guys give us the ideas, because once again, I want to give you and provide you a coach that works for you and that you want, not what I want. So that is a couple new things right there. Now, we always had countertops that were pressed countertops. Pinnacle had solid surface, but North Point did not. This year, we went to new solid surface countertops in every floor plan as well. So the bathrooms will be all solid surface, and we don't have the pressed countertops anymore. We have the control panel over here for your Suburban tank hot water heater, your tankless hot water heater. That's going to be a digital display for you to tune and make it your own as well. When it comes to that hot water, I want to really focus on that this year too, because we are the first and only manufacturer to offer 3 40-pound LP bottles as standard equipment. What are you going to normally see? 2 30s. Well, simple math, 2 30s, 3 40s, 120, 60, twice as much LP, right? So with the tankless hot water heater, with our 3 40-pound LP bottles, now you can take the longest shower ever. Now, in addition to the longest standing shower that you can take in the industry, don't forget, last year we introduced the new Nuvo drinking system, which is all fresh water throughout. It's going to eliminate 99.9% of all your impurities that you're going to find at the campground. The 3 cartridge system, we have an exclusive on it. We had it last year. We have an exclusive again on it this year. You will not find that on any other manufacturer's unit. So you couple that, remember, now you're taking basically soft water. You're taking a shower. You're not having the hard water. You don't have to worry about what kind of shampoos you're going to use or you're not. You do that as well. All of the lime scale that's going to be accumulated on your glass shower doors, it's gone. That is the beauty of having the Nuvo system. Remember, it's whole house, so it's going to work at every single faucet. It's going to work in your shower. You can brush your teeth with purified water. It's going to work in your ice maker, your water in the door of the refrigerator. It's also going to work at your sink. So this whole house is going to be purified drinking water. And remember, it's citrus-based, not salt-based. So once again, the Nuvo freshwater drinking system, coupled with our Suburban 60-gallon or 60K BTU tankless hot water heater, you will be able to take the cleanest, longest hot water shower in the industry. So that's new for this year. Lastly in here, we talked about the shower tower. The shower tower is what we had in the Pinnacle. Everybody was asking for it in the North Point. You got it this year. So that's going to be new as well. Some things that we didn't talk about in this floor plan though is also going to be day-night shades. So we had night shades in North Point, day-night shades in Pinnacle. So you're going to get the day side and the night side as standard equipment. We also, I talked about earlier about how we grew our slide-out rooms taller and added larger windows. It's not going to be in every single floor plan, but it's going to be in the majority of the floor plans. We're also doing flush floor kitchen slides. Now, we're last to the dance in some of that when it comes to the flush floors, but we also, it's Jayco. Remember we talked about that 2-year warranty. I'm not just going to jump out and go do something and it's not going to work. So we've tested this for 3 years, and some of the downfalls of kitchen slides that are flush floor is you got to remember it works off of basically a lever system or a counter lever. So cantilever. If you bring it up, sometimes it'll boom, tilt down real fast. Sometimes you bring it up and it gets stuck at the top or at the ceiling. We weren't going to have any of that. If we're going to have flush floors, when you bring that room in, it's going to work. So that's another feature brought to you. And once again, it's not that we didn't want to do it. We had customers coming up to me all the time at shows going, Mike, you know, hey, so-and-so's got a flush floor. We want a flush floor too. And I can appreciate that. But I also know, I've been doing this 28 years. I've talked to enough dealers. I've been in enough dealerships where other brands, they take it on trade or whatnot. And I've seen those get stuck. I've seen them slam down. That's not what we're going to do. Just like last year when we introduced the whole house ductless vent system in the floor, you know, there were manufacturers that talked about having no ducts in the floor. However, they still had ducts in the bedroom and bathroom. What are you talking about, both sides of your mouth? You can't tell me ducts are so great or not having them and then you have them in the bedroom. When we did it last year, and once again, we spent 3 years R&Ding that, we had the first manufacturer to go completely no floor registers in the bedroom, the bathroom, and the living room. So you can see with our R&D facility that we have, it's over 10,000 square feet. We have over 8 full-time employees and they get paid to break stuff. Well, guess what? If we give them a task, they're going to make it happen. It just may not be tomorrow, but we're going to make sure that it works. And that's all based on our 2-year warranty. This is pretty much it for the enhancements for this year. There's going to be, I know there's going to be 1 or 2 things that I probably forgot, but that's okay. You go visit your local Jayco dealer and they'll be more than happy to show you all the new bells, whistles, and industry first. So once again, my name is Mike Kaplan. This is the North Point 2026 enhancements. Appreciate you and have a great day.